Welcome back. I am unapologetically Eric. You can follow me on X at Eric Not Sorry or on Facebook at Unapologetically Eric. So this is like my third installment of the school shooting in Georgia, because as I've already stated in the previous episodes, more details will be coming out. And sure as shit, they did. And what I'm about to cover, I have a caveat, and I will be saying it, I'm sure, several times. What I'm about to say is absolutely no excuse for what happened. No excuse for what this kid did. But with these new details, I'm not surprised at what happened. I'm not. This kid was failed by life. This kid was doomed from birth. So, again, it does not in any way excuse what he did. No excuse for what he did. But this kid was failed from top to bottom. Some of the details that have come out that I've read on the internet, so you know they're 100% accurate. But this kid's mother, his mother is a junkie. Again, not an excuse for what he did. But apparently, from what I have read, she is a meth addict, probably other things as well, has been in and out of jail, clearly not the mothering type. There is also another report that neighbors had witnessed the mother locking him out of the house for hours while he begged and pleaded and screamed for his mother to let him in the house. And she didn't. To which I ask, did you call law enforcement on this? If so, what happened? And again, I don't know. Every child deserves to be smothered with love and care and cuddled and all of those nurturing things. If these reports that I have read are true, this mother was none of that, or at least for the better part of this kid's life. It's not an excuse. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to drive that home, because what he did is inexcusable. It is a heinous act that he did. But he was fucked from day one. So with mom in and out of the picture, dad is not a winner either. His father was abusive. I did mention that the other day, huh? Curious about what's going on at home? Also, again, big shocker. Make the hand symbol. Shocker. He was bullied at school. Boy, didn't I bring that up just the other day? This seems to be a common theme when this stuff happens. Oftentimes, it's the common theme. Now, he was picked on and bullied. Hey, you know what? I've been there too. I plan on doing an episode about that soon, but I'm going to take the weekend off to kind of clear my head. So, okay, you got a kid that's, the father is abusive, the mother is abusive, neglectful, in and out of the picture, and cares more about doing drugs than taking care of her kid. But it's addiction. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. And everybody failed him. His mother failed him. His father clearly failed him. If he was being bullied at school, teachers, were you doing anything to step in? Again, I don't have an answer to that question. That's why I'm asking it. What did you do about this? Clearly nothing, or not enough. Now, in my previous episode, I stated that he had made death threats about shooting up a school back in 2023 and was investigated by the FBI. But as it turns out, this genius father, brilliant man, after his son was investigated for making such a threat, decided that at Christmas it was a grand idea to buy his kid a rifle. Wow, Dad, you win a gold star for being a fucking dumbass. As I stated in my previous episodes, I do not have a problem with children using guns. Again, I'll repeat, under the proper supervision and training, yada, yada, yada. And I had a conversation with someone today, and they're like, why would you buy your kid a gun? I'm like, well, if you buy them their own hunting rifle, they're going out hunting with grandpa, it's almost deer season, you buy them a hunting rifle or a shotgun. Again, some people, that's not your thing, so it seems like a foreign concept. But it's what people do. Some people do that. But typically, at least the people that I know that have done such a thing, that rifle is locked up, or that shotgun is locked up in a safe, lock and key, keypad, whatever, because, well, Junior, you don't need to put your hands on it until we're going hunting. So you don't need to access it. You don't need to touch it. Makes sense, right? Makes sense to me, anyways. But this was not because dear old Dad was taking little Junior out to go catch some pheasant for the stew. No, this guy is a fucking moron that bought his son a rifle after he was investigated for making threats on his fellow students. Brilliant. You are a fucking moron. You're an idiot. Subsequently, this father has also been arrested and charged, I believe, with the same amount of charges as his son. Now, when it comes to parents being arrested or punished for the acts of their children, I tend to step back and put my hands up in the air and go, well, let's see all the details. Because, let me put a pin in my previous thought for a second. Because, let's say you've got a 15-year-old. You go off to bed, it's 11 o'clock at night, you check in Junior's room, kid's sleeping, or so you think. You go to bed, and then you're awoken to a pounding on your door at 2 a.m. It's the police. Your kid thought it was going to be a brilliant idea to sneak out of the house, taking your car keys, and literally stealing your car. Unbeknownst to you, of course, you're snoozing away. And your kid, joyriding, happens to hit and kill a pedestrian that is in a crosswalk trying to, just cross the street. Should that parent be charged? Well, in my opinion, no. You didn't throw the keys at the kid saying, "Hey, have a ball." No, I would say no. The parent should not be charged in that crime because they didn't condone it. They didn't just, they gave access to the keys. And shut up. So no, in my opinion, in that situation, no, it would not make sense. So we'll take the pin out and we'll go back. So, as I have previously stated, there are parents that have purchased firearms, again, typically long guns, for the use of hunting. Typically, there are some parents that enjoy just target shooting with their children, or doing a thing called trap shooting, which is basically shooting clay pigeons. It's just, a disc made of clay, and it gets launched in the air, and you shoot it out of the sky with a shotgun. It's sport shooting. And there are many parents that enjoy doing this with their children. But, again, it's locked up because until you're out on the target range, you don't need it, kid. Sorry. You're not showing it to your friends. It's locked up. You don't need it. Buzz off. Go play some Xbox. But in this situation, you know that your kid has made threats on his fellow students and his school. obviously to the point law enforcement, not just law enforcement, federal law enforcement, knocked on your door. And you thought it was a great idea to buy him a gun. So my opinion, and I know I'm not alone in this, with the father being arrested and charged along with his son, I say yes. You are a moron. It is not like dad had guns, they were in a safe, the kids went snooping, found the keys, broke into the safe. None of that happened, as far as I am aware. Again, as we all know with stuff like this, more and more details come out, but he bought the gun for his kid. It was a Christmas gift after the investigation. What the fuck, dude? So yeah, I fully support dad being arrested and charged, and they both should go to jail forever. Forever. Because 4 people are dead. I believe 9 other people that were struck. I believe they will make it. You make it through. I don't know about long-term injuries and all that, but they're scarred. Physically and emotionally, mentally scarred. Everybody at that school is mentally and emotionally scarred for life. These 2 pieces of shit go to jail. Fuck off. Bye. I am sympathetic to the kid just a little. Just a little. Again, I will repeat myself. This is not an excuse for what he did. Not at all. He was dealt a really shitty hand. But I have a smidge, a very, very, very tiny piece of me feels sorry for him. Because again, a non-loving mother, an abusive father, bullied to the point where he wanted to cause harm to his fellow students. And nobody helped him. Everybody failed him. After an investigation of this, and especially if the father was telling law enforcement, well, my son is being bullied, they're calling him this, that, and whatever, where was Child Protective Services? Did they get involved? I can't answer that because honestly, I don't know. But if they were involved, what did they do? Clearly, nothing helped. As I've mentioned in my previous episodes, did he get any kind of psych help? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure more and more details will continue to come out. But everything failed this kid. If he was being bullied at school, what was done about it? Was anything done about it? Were the bullies punished, given detention? Again, I don't know. These are just questions I'm throwing out there into the ether. But he was failed. And subsequently, the 4 people that died, the 9 people that were injured, and everybody else within that school and within that community were failed as well. Had someone or an authority or whatever stepped in and did their fucking job, this may not have happened. Maybe. Hindsight's always 20/20, right? It's always easy to play Monday morning quarterback. But everything failed. Everything failed. Law enforcement failed. Child Protective Services, if they were involved, failed. His father failed him. The school failed him. The mother failed him. Again, not an excuse. Not an excuse whatsoever. I'm just trying to paint a picture because so many of us, myself included, always wants to know why. Why would someone do X, whatever it was? Why would you go off the deep end and do something as heinous as shoot children indiscriminately at a school? Why? Why would you do something so fucking insane? Well, these are some of the causes that would lead to something like that. Everybody failed this kid. Everybody failed this kid. Again, it's not an excuse for what he did. But a very, very tiny part of me is like, fuck, man. I'm sorry your life was such shit. Really, that sucked. I have been not through nearly as much as that, but I've had my own shit. Luckily, I came out the other side. But so that's some of the details that have come out today. This is probably going to be my last episode regarding this whole thing, at least for a while, maybe until more and more information comes out, maybe when the trial date is set and it's going to, fresh in everybody's mind. Plus, I need a mental break from this because it's fucking depressing, y'all. It really is. But these details came out today and last night, and I wanted to cover it and try to inform all of you. Thank you for listening. You guys have made one of my most recent episodes the most downloaded. That's awesome. So awesome. It's so cool. I appreciate each and every one of you. Again, you know the routine, like, follow, share. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I will have another episode coming out next week. I'm going to take the weekend to just relax after I get out of work. But this sucks. I like I said, I feel a little bit. Tiny part of me feels bad. But overwhelmingly, no, I don't feel bad. And it's no excuse for what he did. And once again, my heart, I genuinely goes out. It goes out to everybody that was hurt or affected by this. I hope that one day you will all be able to pick up the crazy pieces of everything in your life and put it all back together and move forward in life. And I hope that all the students can move forward as well and have a normal life. But this is a scar that will always be there, and that really sucks. And I'm sorry for all of you. Thank you all for listening. Tune in again for my next episode, which is coming next week. If you like this episode, please share it, tell your friends, all that good stuff. I have other episodes. Go back. I got like 48 others. And until next time, keep being you.